Vikings enter the bye week with their preferred worst-case scenario of a 500 record after beating the Carolina Panthers on the road yesterday. Final score 34-28. Vikings are now 3-3. There are a lot of good things to take away from yesterday's game. A couple of annoying stuff as well. But we'll start with the good stuff first. On defense, first play of the game, Sam Darnold, the protection was there. He had all sorts of time. But the coverage from the Vikings secondary was on point all across the board. That led to the interception by Bashaud Breeland. The defense really got after it yesterday. Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts out there, 4 sacks, and even when the protection was there for Darnold, he froze. And even when he didn't freeze and got passes off, his receivers dropped like 2,200 pass attempts. And you can tell it mentally started to affect them for the rest or the majority of the game. That is up until the end. We'll get to that. Patrick Peterson, this dude has been damn near elite for the Vikings. By far our best outside cornerback. I would say Patrick Peterson, P2, along with Mackenzie Alexander, along with Danielle Hunter, along with Everson Griffin, they've been our 4 most consistent players on defense so far this 2021 season. Now, getting back to the defense as a whole, the Vikings, technically as a team, they allowed 28 points to Carolina. But as far as true points allowed by the Vikings defense, because you have to remember, they gave up a touchdown and an extra point after the Justin Jefferson turnover, the fumble he had, in which the Panthers, they recovered at Minnesota's 18. And then there was the block punt return for a touchdown. That's another 7 points. So if you really think about the true points allowed by this Vikings defense, it was just 14 points, which is pretty good. The majority of the game, it was just 3 points. Things just started to get goofy and wacky, unraveling, if you will, the final 2 possessions for the Panthers in regulation, in which case the Vikings defense gave up 11 points, including a touchdown, a 2-point conversion. That final possession by the Panthers, they gave up 2 fourth down conversions. So, and I understand it's the Panthers offense. Last week, it was the Lions offense. I think the defense is starting to build into something. What it eventually builds into, we'll just have to see. But this defense was very impressive yesterday. Now, as far as the offense, we got to understand, they faced a very good Panthers defense yesterday. And still, despite that, Kirk Cousins didn't get sacked at all. Now, that's not to say that the offensive line didn't have their issues yesterday. They certainly did. Garrett Bradbury and Oli Udoh in particular, they struggled in the penalty department. But speaking of the offensive line, Christian Darrisaw, he is a beast. He's going to be a problem. One play in particular, the C.J. Ham run, I think he went off for 30 yards in which he did a juke move, almost a basketball crossover like. And I was like, oh, no, he did it. Christian Darrisaw on that play, off the snap of the ball, immediately jacked his man up right in the chest and took a smooth 3-4 steps forward with no resistance. Dude sat there, was just like, I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere. He's going to be a problem, and I'm all for it. Dalvin Cook yesterday, he chefed it up. 29 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown. Adam Thielen was incredible. 11 catches, 126 yards, a touchdown. He made so many big plays. One in particular, there was the quick screen catch and a juke move for like a 20-yard gain. And then the play he made in the end zone for that touchdown, the impossible catch towards the sidelines. This dude is Mr. Red Zone. And hell, we even had a Chris Herndon sighting, something I'm sure we all predicted, right? We've been waiting all year long for this dude to do anything. Traded a 4th-round pick for this guy. He had a touchdown yesterday. Unbelievable. And Kirk Cousins, you got to respect this man. Obviously, the drive in overtime, but even the final possession in regulation, Kirk Cousins led the Vikings to a potential game-winning field goal, a 47-yard field goal attempt by Greg Joseph that went wide right. And the big boy drive in overtime, the play to KJ Osborne to end the game. Are you kidding me? That gave me 2019 wild card at the Superdome, Vikings versus Saints vibes. That touchdown pass to Kyle Rudolph to end the game and go to the divisional round. When Kirk Cousins is allowed to play to his potential by this coaching staff, Kirk Cousins this year has been a top 5 quarterback. This offense, with the weapons we have, even with Kirk Cousins, this offense is capable of going toe-to-toe with any team in the league. That was a boss-ass play by Kirk Cousins and KJ Osborne. As far as the coaching that bothered me, I don't even mind the fact that the Vikings attempted a 2-point conversion after the Chris Herndon touchdown. It bothered me when they attempted a 2-point conversion after the Dalvin Cook touchdown, because at that point in the third quarter, it's getting later in the game. You're sacrificing a point for no reason there. 4th and 2 in the first quarter, deep in Carolina's territory in the red zone, you opt for a field goal instead of going for it. Final possession in the first half, after Garrett Bradbury, the holding call, the Vikings ran the ball with 1 timeout left. They gave up and just ended the first half. And then the second to last possession by the Vikings, you had a chance to extend the lead to 2 possessions. 3rd and 8, you run the ball to settle for a field goal. You ended up taking a tackle for loss to get out of field goal territory. You just gave up. You're forfeiting possessions. Listen, man, you ended up winning the game, and that's great. You can keep doing what it is that you're doing, and you're probably going to go 8-9 or 9-8, or maybe you can go 10-7. I have no idea, and barely squeak it into the playoffs or barely miss. But over this bye week, I hope this coaching staff is saying to themselves, all right, it's one thing against Carolina, it's another thing against Detroit. But if we keep giving the opposing team opportunities to stick around and make it a game, we are going to get bit in the ass. Oh my God, the Vikings, they're a couple of plays away from being 5-1 or 6-0. They're also a couple of plays away from being 1-5. The one thing that's super fixable right away for this team to really take it to the next level is coaching. Be aggressive. If you notice, when the Vikings are forced to open up the playbook, they're unstoppable. You can do it for a whole 4 quarters. There was no reason, with how much in control the Vikings were yesterday, there was no reason for Carolina to still be in the game in the 4th quarter. Come on, man. That's the difference between pretenders and contenders. Next video is Wednesday. We'll see you then.